In our top story, Malawi Human Rights Commission has backed compensation of women in the Nsundwe rape case before investigations are completed. The Commission says the compensation is being done because it is based on a court determination. Deogratias Simana has more in this report, read by Audrey Kabaramula.
Malawi Human Rights Commission called for a press conference on Thursday where it was responding to a Malawi news story entitled Msundwe Rape Claims Untrue. The story was published last week Saturday. Answering a question from a reporter as to why compensation is underway before the matter is completed, one Commissioner Sunduzwayo Madise said the compensation is based on a court determination.
So we called for the press conference because, as you know, on 14th August 2021, Malawi News carried a story that the Nsundwe and Bwatalika rape and defilement issues were false. So the Commission, because in this particular article, the Commission is the one that that did the investigation, but also issued a report that was used. So it was important that we clarify the position of the Commission regarding that matter.
Madise also said the police report, which was the basis for Malawi News' story, focused on criminal aspects, while the Commission report focused on human rights violations. The Commission's chairperson explains why she called for the news conference.
The compensation were based on the report by the Malawi Human Rights Commission. That is a civil matter. That would be very different from the investigations that the police would undertake, because that would lead to criminal prosecutions. It's also important to realize that the police investigations could as well come up with a verdict that the women were abused, but they can't find the perpetrators. It is possible.
About 18 women are said to have been raped during anti-government riots in 2019 at Msundwe and Bwatalika in Lilongwe.
Former Director of Information Gideon Muntari has implicated former Information Minister Henry Musa in the computer and generator theft case. Muntari and Musa are being accused of conspiring to steal 10 computers and 3 generators, which Malawi Communications Regulatory Authority donated to the ministry in 2019. On Thursday, Muntari told the Lilongwe Chief Resident Magistrate Court that he handed over 9 computers and 1 generator to Musa at Area 11 in Lilongwe in June that year. Taonga Sabola has the latest.
Muntari, who served as Director of Information between 2015 and November 2019, said one of the generators was delivered to the Regional Information Office in Mzuzu by Deputy Director of Information Arthur Chipenda, while he himself delivered another generator at the Regional Information Office in Blantyre in company of the then Principal Secretary of Information, Dr. Esmi Kainja. He told the court that he returned 1 computer from the consignment because he was using it following the theft of his desktop computer and 2 laptops at his office in Lilongwe's Area 3 and the Ministry of Information headquarters in City Center. Crispin Ndala is lawyer for Muntari and explains what transpired in the court.
As you've heard from the first accused person himself, he has indicated to the court that he was in custody of these things, indeed at the directive of his superiors at the ministry, after taking delivery of the same from Makla. But at one point, he has indicated in court that he had handed over these items to the Minister of Information then, Honorable Henry Musa. So indeed, you've heard from the witness himself that he had handed over these things to Mr. Henry Musa upon his own request.
Chief Resident Magistrate Patrick Chirwa has since adjourned the case to September 7 and 8 when Muntari will be cross-examined. Muntari was arrested on September 11 last year, while Musa was arrested 2 days later. The 2 were remanded at Maula prison before the court granted them bail.
Still in the court, the Senior Resident Magistrate Court in Lilongwe has adjourned to September 28 former Malawi Energy Regulatory Authority MERA Chief Collins Maglassi's case. Maglassi is being accused of abusing his office when he paid accommodation for delegates to the 2018 Democratic Progressive Party convention. The state had brought 4 witnesses to the court, but Maglassi's lawyer, Andy Kaonga, communicated with the court that he was sitting examinations. Stephen Kayuni is Director of Public Prosecutions.
Counsel for the accused person initially did communicate to court that the matter be given another date for the sole reason that he is attending to examinations, and that he would send, as procedurally, he would send counsel to adjourn the matter. So today he sent counsel requesting the court that the matter be adjourned. It is a bit of a challenge on our part, but the court, it's the discretion of the court for an adjournment. The court adjourned the matter to the 28th of September, and the witnesses that were supposed to be provided today, 4 of them, will come on the 28th of September.
That's Stephen Kayuni, Director of Public Prosecutions. The Reserve Bank of Malawi has bought 15 kilograms of gold from within the country in the last 4 months. If processed, the gold will be valued at $2 million, which is equivalent to 1.6 billion kwacha. The central bank has, however, acknowledged that it is buying gold from both licensed and non-licensed miners at a price of 38,000 to 46,000 kwacha per gram. Matthews Kasanda reports.
The gold is being extracted in Nilongwe, Kasungu, Nkoragota, Nkatabe, Doa, Balaga, Neno, Machinga, and Ncheu. RBM Governor Wilson Banda disclosed this when he appeared before the Parliamentary Committee on Natural Resources and Climate Change in Nilongwe on Thursday. Banda told the committee that the bank is simultaneously buying and working with the Ministry of Mining to license the miners to formalize the industry. The central bank governor feared that if they could be hard on the non-licensed miners, the miners would opt to operate in secret, causing the country to lose. Ralph Sega is RBM spokesperson.
A short while ago, we found out that there were some Mozambicans and some Tanzanians who were actually coming and buying the gold. We thought we could actually move into that space so that we could dispel or we could do away with that illegal buying of the gold. We did move in May this year, and from 1st May up to date, we have bought about 15 kilograms of gold.
Meanwhile, the Natural Resources Committee Vice Chairperson George Million has advised the ministry to swiftly license the illegal miners to bring sanity in the industry.
We have noted that the Reserve Bank of Malawi is buying gold from unlicensed miners. I think that's a very sticky issue. As a committee, we are very much concerned with that.
So far, 38 individuals have been registered, while several cooperatives are in the process of being registered. Secretary for Mining Joseph Nkandawile says if the mining sector is well managed, it will contribute greatly to the country's GDP.
Still in the news, the government has gazetted and released toll fees that vehicles passing through the Blantyre-Lilongwe M1 road would be paying. The toll gates are being constructed at Chingeni in Balaga and Kalinyeke in Dedza districts. Once launched, motorists will be required to pay 1,700 kwacha for light vehicles and 3,400 kwacha for minibuses, while trucks carrying abnormal loads will be paying 20,000 kwacha. But as Feston Malegezo reports from Nzuzu, the fees are drawing mixed reactions.
17 to 31 seater bus and 2 to 5 tonner trucks would be paying 5,100 kwacha, while those above 5 to 10 tons would have to cough 7,000 kwacha and 8,000 kwacha for trucks more than 10 tons. According to the communication made on June 24, 2021 by Minister of Finance Felix Mluso but released on August 6, 2021, there will be a discount on frequent users and local users. For frequent users, the discount is 75%, applicable at the 11th passage at the toll gate, and 20% for local users who reside within a radius of 10 kilometers of the toll gate. Rose Fund Administration spokesperson Masao Kungwaluko confirmed the tariffs, saying they will be effective September 1, 2021, a time when Chingeni Toll Plaza would be launched. Isaac Mafuel, one of those Malawians who own taxis, said the tariffs are on a higher side and fears of serious repercussions. He says the toll tariffs will obviously make transport prices go up, affecting passengers in turn. Minibus Owners Association of Malawi Secretary General Coxley Kamange also says the prices are exorbitant. Kamange argues that in other countries, small vehicles do not pay anything on toll gates. Kamange added that COVID-19 has affected their businesses, whereby government has reduced capacity of passengers, and the coming in of the toll tariffs, which he described as unreasonable, will force them to hike transport prices. It is expected that the toll gates should boost revenue collection by 15%, collecting within the ranges of 5.4 billion kwacha to 10.8 billion kwacha annually. According to RFA, the funds will be used for maintenance and rehabilitation of the M1 road.
Agriculture Network CISANET has called on stakeholders to strengthen policies that will improve food and nutrition systems in Malawi. On Thursday, CISANET presented a report on policies that support food and nutrition security in the country. Blessings Mpinganjira reports.
CISANET National Director Pamela Kuwali says there is need to scrutinize food and nutrition policies that are working and the impact they are contributing to the agriculture sector. She pointed out that there is need to revisit some of the policies to see the impact they are contributing in support of sustainable food systems and make recommendations that will improve nutrition.
It's a follow-up to an activity that we conducted as CISANET. We did an analysis on all the policies that are supporting food and nutrition security in Malawi. And based on the report, what we are presenting is an outline of the policies in terms of their content and how they are supposed to enhance food and nutrition security in Malawi, the challenges that are there, and also the recommendations.
Director of Agriculture Extension Services in the Ministry of Agriculture, Dr. Jerome Nkoma, says government is playing a leadership role to ensure proper facilitation of the policies.
The report is very helpful because it flags the gaps that we are aware of, but some of them are not aware of. So it helps us to reorganize ourselves so that we are able to address the gaps, but also it helps us to reflect further and find ways and means of implementing the policies, but also helping the members of the general public in the country.
The project will assist the agriculture sector to implement policies that will improve nutrition and strengthen agriculture productivity.
This is the news on Times Television, TTV. We'll be back shortly after this break.
The board, management and staff of National Oil Company Malawi Limited, NOCMA, wishes to congratulate His Excellency the President, Dr. Lazarus McCarthy Chakwera, on assuming the chairmanship of SADC, wishing him success during his tenure.
Mona Malawi anzanga, nkhondo yogonjetsa COVID-19 ndiye wina aliyense. Tili limodzi. Ine ndinasankha kulandira katemera wa COVID-19 atangoyamba kuperekedwa. Chifukwa monga namwino, moyo wanga, umoyo wa odwala amene ndimawasamalira, abale anga, ndi dera langa, ndi zinthu zomwe ndimazika pa mtima panga kwambiri. Katemera wa COVID-19 anditeteza ine ndi ena omwe analandira katemerayo ku chiopsezo choti tingadwale mwakayakaya, kugonekedwa mchipatala, kapena kutaya moyo wathu chifukwa cha COVID-19. Kulandira katemerayo kutithandiza kuthana ndi mliri wa COVID-19 limodzi.
Ziwani zambiri za katemerayo ndi kupanga chisankho cha nzeru. Sankhani katemera, tetezani tsogolo.
The irresistible taste of the extra smooth classic peanut butter also contains natural proteins for your good health. Classic peanut butter can even be used as a gravy thickener, spread on bread, and an additional flavor for various dishes like rice, porridge, and even vegetables.
So, for your family's good health, always serve classic peanut butter. Classic peanut butter is creamy, rich in energy and highly nutritious. Classic peanut butter is available in 3 sizes: 250 gram, 400 gram, and 1 kilogram. And is also available in all leading shops in Malawi at an affordable price.
Classic peanut butter.
Classic peanut butter. Good health for your family.
Classic peanut butter.
Me too, Mom. I love it.
Welcome back. And still in the news, Mzuzu City Council Workers Union has written Mayor Kondwani Brian Nyasulu on his lawsuit against the union's General Secretary Hudson Mnyenyembe. Nyasulu wrote Mnyenyembe demanding retraction, apology and damages worth 10 million kwacha for alleged defamatory remarks. Sam Kalimira has more from Mzuzu.
In a letter dated August 17, signed by Mnyenyembe and the union president, Taipen Kamanga, indicates that the union will not respond to the lawsuit, highlighting that it was supposed to be addressed to the Mzuzu City Council Secretariat. Speaking in an interview, Kamanga confirmed distancing the union's members from the lawsuit, saying the General Secretary was speaking on behalf of the union. Efforts to speak to the mayor proved futile, but recently Nyasulu said he sued Mnyenyembe as an individual because the sentiments in the voice note were personal. Mzuzu City Council Public Relations Officer McDonald Gondwe said the council is not aware of the letter, stressing that the council is ready to respond accordingly once served. In the voice note, it is alleged that Nyasulu is constructing a house in the city using government resources. The relationship between the mayor and union members has been strained after Nyasulu wrote the Minister of Local Government to transfer the council's Chief Executive Officer Gomezani Nyasulu over alleged underperforming. The union members sued the mayor's office twice in retaliation.
In other news, Center for Human Rights, Education, Advice and Assistance, CREA, has encouraged professionalism and passion among police officers. Monitoring and Evaluation Manager Sipiwe Malihera made the call when the organization handed over a surprise award to police prosecutor Anes Chimenya. Chimenya successfully prosecuted a deferment case in which the accused has been given a 21-year-old jail term. Thomas Kajere has the story.
CREA's Monitoring and Evaluation Manager Sipiwe Malihera made the call on Thursday when the organization surprised with an award Anes Chimenya, a prosecutor in a deferment case whose accused has been given a 21-year jail sentence. Malihera said the organization decided to award Chimenya to motivate her on her job.
As a human rights organization that is fighting against sexual and gender-based violence offenses, we must say we are extremely excited with the outcome of this case where Madaliso Moforo has been sentenced to 21 years in jail. This is because of a number of reasons, despite the fact that the prosecutor in this matter was a prosecutor and that she is a woman, but she also stood against the defense counsel. So that on its own, we take it as an exception and that has amazed us. But if you look even at the margin of the length of the sentence, that is an exception also on its own. So we take it as one of the rare cases that has come out with a very good outcome. That's why we've given out an award. But besides that, we also want to encourage other prosecutors.
Receiving the award, Chimenya thanked CREA for the gesture and promised to work professionally for justice to prevail.
I'm very happy. It's a thing which I have never expected to my life. It is very hard because we face many challenges.
Madaliso Moforo, a Chikapa Church catechist, was arrested and on August 2, 2021 was convicted and sentenced to 21 years imprisonment for defying a 13-year-old girl who came to the church for choir practices.
And that's the news for now, but before we go, the headlines again. Malawi Human Rights Commission backs compensation of women in the Nsundwe rape case. Former Director of Information Gideon Montali implicates former Information Minister Henry Musa in the computer and generator theft case. In other news, government's gazetted toll gates draw mixed reactions from road users. You've been with me, Eric Insigiti, but remember you can get more on these and other stories by visiting our website www.times.mw, liking our Facebook page Times 360 Malawi, and following us on Twitter at Times 360 Malawi. Good evening.